and we are here once again on a Monday. This is the weekly recap. Red Zone Rambling.
We got a random rambler in the house.
Random Rambler in the house. John DeFee.
What's up, everyone?
Yep. And as always, Kyle Losser.
Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate. That's what we're going with now. All right. So, we're going to get right into it. First, we'll start off with some college stuff. Miami VT, since we have a resident Miami fan in the house.
Yes, all about the U, baby.
What's going on? What do we think?
Ooh.
I actually was pretty pessimistic going into this game, and I talked to you about that earlier in the week. I thought that we were too inconsistent on offense, but they came out and one of my concerns was the running game. Since Mark Walton got hurt, they haven't been able to get anything together. Homer's got a lot of talent, but hasn't really been able to be consistent with the running game. They came out and ran the ball down Virginia Tech's throats, threw it, well enough. And
Rozier threw 3 interceptions.
He threw 3 interceptions. He's a very streaky quarterback, but even with
that's something to get you through to the next level, though. Is that something that can
Well, he's only thrown, I think, 4 or 5 interceptions all year,
including the 3, or
yeah, including those. So he doesn't throw a lot of picks, but he misses a lot of passes. Now he played pretty well, even with those 3 picks. He put the ball where it needed to be when it needed to be there. So
I guess that's when it matters.
Exactly, and he's a clutch quarterback. I will say that he's done it multiple times against Georgia Tech, against FSU, but he did really well running the ball. Is what I was impressed with. He pulled the ball when he needed to in the read option. He moved better in the pocket, which was a big concern of mine with him. And the defense was just absolutely
Defense
was the big story.
Huge game for the defense.
I feel like your defense has been pretty solid all year, though. It hasn't
been an issue. They have been solid, and they were really the reason we're undefeated. But this week, against a primetime opponent,
Jackson had 0 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Yeah, that's a solid game.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech's a good football team. And
Oh,
hold them
definitely.
to 10 points, win by 18. Statement game. I thought they were going to lose by a couple TDs, and I was wrong in that one.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I thought they were going to for sure lose.
The defense has been solid, and it's good to get a good offensive game in before you have that huge game next week.
Exactly.
So.
They needed that on the offense because they've been struggling. Against North Carolina and teams that really aren't any good.
Yeah, I don't know. When I look at what Homer did this game, 95 yards, touchdown, averaging 6.8 yards a carry. He had 13 carries, something like that, 9 carries. I don't know. How do you feel about him moving forward? Because I know your starting running back went down. So
I like Homer. He's a good running back. He is a freshman. He's a little bit light, so he has some problems running in between the tackles. I think he weighs at 195, which for running backs, is small. He's a quick back though, but he's really good at catching the ball out of the backfield. He had a good game. They brought in a running back, Dallas. He was a wide receiver who played some running back this game. He did really well also. But yeah, Homer, he had a good game. He's had a hard time running the football since Mark Walton went down. So it was nice to see him
getting the rhythm of things, kind of.
Exactly, and maybe that'll put something on tape where Notre Dame's not gonna be able to focus so much on other parts of the offense.
That's a big deal. And Virginia Tech fumbled 4 times, lost 2 of them in the game. I think that's a testament to the defense as well. You're forcing turnovers.
It's a Miami turnover chain.
Exactly.
Right.
That they emphasize. Manny Diaz, the defensive coordinator, emphasizes going after the football, whether it's guys are being held up or going for picks, and the defense is really good at that. They have a young secondary, so it's surprising to see them do so well, but some really good talent on defense, especially in the front 7.
Yeah. I'm still not sold on them, though. As much as we're hyping them up right now, I'm not sold on Miami.
I'm not completely sold on them moving forward, mainly because they still have Notre Dame next week. I don't feel great about that game. I think they can win, but it's if I had to bet on it, I would say Notre Dame is going to take that one. They're playing.
If they win, though, they got to be in the playoffs. Right?
I was about to say
you got to beat Clemson in the ACC championship, which is that's a tough.
Well,
game.
if you're undefeated going into Clemson, beating Notre Dame.
Oh, you're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Even if
they took Virginia Tech out, which is a ranked team, a top team, and
if
they're
you
going to
beat
take
Notre Dame, who's already top 5,
number 3, I think.
3. So if you take out them, I don't think it matters what you do in the Clemson game at all, to be honest.
No, you're not going to the ACC championship or the playoffs if you don't win the ACC championship.
Really?
Clemson only has 1 loss as well.
If you beat Notre Dame and Virginia Tech, say you beat Notre Dame handily,
you don't. If they don't win the conference,
I don't know about that because I think if Alabama beats Georgia, Georgia's still in.
Honestly, I think they can beat Clemson though. NC State almost beat Clemson.
Yeah, I think they can, but Clemson. I think Clemson is still. NC State's a good football team.
Yeah,
They really are.
But I think Miami's a better team than NC State.
I do, but I don't. I think Clemson's still, because they lost to Syracuse, we're kind of sleeping on them a little. I think when Kelly Bronny gets back into a rhythm of things, he's going to pick it back up. But like I said, that's all in the future. We have to get through Notre Dame first. But if we don't win the ACC championship, they're not going to put us in the playoffs. There's no way.
I don't know.
There's too many teams that are deserving to go because we still have to. I guess it all depends on what happens with the Big Ten. Because they couldn't Ohio State come out of the Big Ten still?
It's
No.
I don't know.
No, I don't think Ohio State's come. I think Ohio State is.
No, it's like the champion of the Big Ten.
Yeah, that's the champion they could.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They're
saying.
still
If they
in
come
first.
through-
yeah.
If they come
Yeah,
through as
they're
the
still in first
champion,
place.
then yeah, Miami.
Which
may
having a
have
two-win
shot.
team to apply would be ridiculous.
No, they're not. They won't be able to go in with those losses
Yeah.
because the Iowa loss was so bad.
Yeah, I think me and Kendra were kind of talking about this on the last podcast. I want to get your input on it. Why don't they extend the bowl or the playoffs, the number of teams to more teams? I don't understand why they're.
Well, I think for one thing, they wanted to start off small, and then from what I've heard, I think they're going to eventually expand it at least to 8. But I don't think it's going any higher than that because there's too much. The football season is already too long.
Yeah, student athletes.
Exactly, they're student athletes. It's just too much football right now for them. So, but they wanted to start off slow from what
That was Kendrick's point, and the student athlete thing. I disagreed completely with
Like,
him.
they're not going to play more games. Like they already don't. Like I said, they already don't want to play bowl games. That's
Exactly.
another game they could get injured in. So
Yeah,
they
and I don't
gotta
blame
get
them.
ready for
I mean, I think maybe knock off a regular season game or something because half of these schools who are big time, play terrible.
Like Alabama, how many
schools.
teams does Alabama play?
Alabama
Don't
Hasn't
have
played a
us?
ranked opponent yet. have they?
Yeah, I don't think so. They play about the worst schedule.
Up until LSU, they had not played a ranked opponent. I think that's the stat on it.
Yeah, they
but-
had a really easy schedule.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have to move forward because, we could talk all day on this stuff, and nobody wants to listen to a 2-hour podcast. So, moving on to Ohio State and Iowa. Wow, I didn't really pay attention to too many of the college games after I was wallowing in misery after the Florida loss. So,
Just when I kind of bought into like the JT Barrett hype.
Yeah. Seriously. And JT Barrett threw 4 interceptions, which
Ugly game.
coming right off of a quarter where you go 13 for 13 with 3 touchdowns, I believe he had the 4th, something like that.
It was. Yeah.
That's surprising. That's shocking, and I don't know. I don't even know what to think about Ohio State. I was on board with them for once. I was that guy who was like, you know what, maybe they're not overrated, and they proved they were.
I was the same exact way because I'm just like you when it comes to Ohio State. I'm not a big believer in them. I think their schedule is normally pretty weak. Recently, though, with how they played, last week, I kind of bought into.
Right.
And I didn't even really pay attention to this game because I was like, come on, it's Iowa.
Right.
You can't get beat by Iowa, especially with how they're playing. They didn't just get beat; they got beat down.
Yeah, Iowa. So they ran for 243 yards and threw for 244 yards. That's a well balanced team right there, and doing what they want at will. So that Ohio State defense is called into question just as much as the offense.
Which, when you actually look at Ohio State's schedule, like their only big win really was Penn State. The only other ranked opponent they played before that was Oklahoma. They got thumped by Oklahoma.
They did get thumped by Oklahoma, and Oklahoma's a real deal.
Yeah.
Oklahoma is a real deal
They can outscore anybody. So
for sure. They're not undefeated though. They have a loss
Iowa State.
to Iowa State. Exactly.
Who lost this week? So
Exactly. I don't know. This is an interesting. College playoffs are always interesting. This one seems especially interesting because you have a lot of upsets, a lot of teams who beat other teams, and that whole football logic you get. Well, we beat this team, and this team lost to this team, and so on and so forth. So
There's a lot of competition this year.
Exactly.
There's a lot.
exactly. Ohio State. I think they're out of the picture completely
they definitely are.
at this point.
Yeah, they've got to be.
Yeah.
With that loss, having 2 losses, maybe it's possible someday for a team.
They love Ohio State though.
But you can't. Not with that loss though. It was too bad of a loss.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Well, before we move on to the NFL, anything else anybody want to add about college?
We'll talk about how Alabama got exposed by LSU. Like he said, they
Okay, so look.
he said that LSU was going to expose Alabama.
So I do think that Alabama did get exposed to a degree, to a degree. Okay, hear me out now. They first of all, they only beat them 24-10 was the final score.
And what did I say?
When their
Alabama
margin-
doesn't care about grinding win. They wouldn't care if it was 13-12.
But their margin of victory, LSU's not that great of a team. Their margin of victory to that point had been astronomical. Talking about Alabama.
And look at the teams they're playing, so it doesn't matter.
My point is, though, they have not been exposed in any type of way. No weakness has been shown. I think there was a weakness shown in the run defense this week.
I really don't care if they have 300 yards. They didn't score. They didn't score, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, they rushed for like 160
we wanted to see
yards.
Alabama play a ranked opponent. They did, a high ranked opponent, and they beat them.
They weren't highly ranked. They're like 20 or 24.
They're 19.
LSU was ranked like 14.
No, like 20, bro.
I think they were like 19. But either way, I mean, they only scored 10 points. They dominated.
It's not a good
defensively,
team.
though.
Florida almost beat LSU 17-16 or 16-15.
Yeah, but you can't-
lost by 1
We
point.
can't get into we only lost to them by 1 point, and they only beat them by however many.
Look,
points.
all I know is Florida scored within a touchdown of what Alabama scored on LSU.
So you think the way you beat Alabama is run on them? That's what,
What?
you're saying? That you think the way to beat Alabama is to run on them?
I think
That's what
so.
I think-
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright.
I think it's almost the opposite. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think that showed a weakness in the run D. That's all I'm saying. I think that when you played a tougher opponent, they got shown, at least to the world, hey, now we have some film to look at on Alabama. A little bit of substance to look at.
I don't know, man, because this Alabama team is the same Alabama team that's been playing for the last 5 years. There's plenty of
It's
film on
annoying.
them because they're dominant. They're the same team. They do the same scheme. Nick Saban, I mean, he's the best coach in football. It's, it was a dominating win over LSU's a pretty good team. They've been playing a lot better since that Florida game.
Yeah.
I mean, Ed Orgeron's, got his boys playing pretty good, and that game they dominated. The defense is still dominant, and they'll be in the playoffs, I think, regardless.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Alabama for sure is going to make it no matter what. I mean, they could lose out, I guess, but they're not going to. So
If they lose to Auburn and then lose
They're not
to
gonna lose
Georgia,
to Auburn.
they probably won't.
They're not
Yeah, I don't see them losing to Auburn.
I had $50 in the Auburn game with one of a close friend, also a resident Auburn fan, Adam Dingery. Shout out Adam Dingery.
He
Also,
bet you $50 on that
he
game?
bet me $50 at the beginning of the season. I said, I will take your money from you happily. But yeah,
I wish I would have got in on that.
I know, for real. He probably still do it. Last time I talked to him, he was like, yeah, I'm still going to take your money. I was like, okay, all right, we'll see. But yeah, so moving on to the NFL, we want to start off with Atlanta, Carolina.
When we start with your team,
We'll start off with the
Start with your
Jags.
team, we'll go with my
Hey,
team.
we'll kick it off.
We'll get that Jaguars
I
ring.
mean, I figure we were going to save the best for last.
That's
We can start off.
That was the impression I was under too, Kendrick. We're talking about the Super Bowl champs, 2017, 2018
The
Super Bowl
Jags,
champs.
right?
I'm already buying, some heavy coats for that Minnesota weather. So-
Right,
Yeah.
I got that tattoo right
By
here.
the way,
already.
why are we still playing Super Bowls in snowy
I don't know. I don't
Why
know.
not just always play it?
Isn't there a dome?
Yeah, it's still gonna be like 20 degrees.
But we have the technology. We have the
Why
technology.
they got rid of the Pro Bowl in Hawaii? Why didn't they just make the Super Bowl in
Right.
Hawaii?
Exactly. We have the means. It's not like we're like
you got
it's hard to
Arizona,
travel.
you got Miami, Tampa. Like play somewhere where it's like 70 degrees.
Right.
And I mean, they choose it. I guess. I mean, I know cities. That's a huge thing for cities. 'Cause
Yeah.
It brings in so much revenue. But yeah, it's not a great city to have the Super Bowl.
No.
It's not a huge tourist attraction.
Bring it back to Jacksonville. Get a home field advantage.
That won't happen.
I don't want it in Jacksonville. That'd be
That won't happen. For a
Where's
long
the money?
time.
Let's
Worst
get a home
week
field
of my life.
advantage. Is all I'm saying.
We need a home field advantage. I don't know.
You guys just won your
Yeah,
first game
yeah.
at home.
We play
That's a
really well
guaranteed
on the road,
loss.
so-
So we
Played in London. Play the Super Bowl in London. Jags got
Alan Hearns will have about 3 TDs in that Super Bowl.
Mercedes Blue might show up again.
So are we leading off with this Jags game?
Yeah, get your ramble out the way.
Get my ramble out of the way.
Yeah.
All right, this is high quality rambling that I'm
Yeah,
about to get
the
into.
Jags.
First of all, let's talk about the nationwide story, which is Jalen Ramsey and AJ Green undercard for the GSP fight, which happened the day before. I mean, but who was the main event on that card? Anyway,
GSP.
it was GSP.
Like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Three
I
championship-
thought Dillashaw on Garbrandt were.
There were 3 championship fights.
Three
It's weird.
championship fights. GSP is the main event.
Huh.
Well, GSP is just a huge draw as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that happened. AJ Green, you're dead to me. You're dead to me, AJ Green. I know you're not listening, but eventually, when you listen to this, if you ever find this somewhere, you're dead to me. Why? Why would you do something like that? that was cheap. It was cowardly.
Okay, like it was unprovoked. You know how Jalen was.
So what?
Listen, he was talking crap the whole game. Jalen pushed him and he punched him. I don't know why people still.
He didn't just punch him. He choked him out at the ground and delivered blows to the head.
Let's say this.
But you can't. You said it was unprovoked. Like Jalen never talked the whole game, never pushed him.
It was provoked, but first of all, you're allowed to trash talk in football. That's
right. I'm saying, but you were saying like it was so.
Yeah, he was definitely provoked because he pushed him. But still, even with a push, that happens.
Yeah.
I'm
not saying Adrian was right, but it's not like you can see it coming.
The way Adrian Green is a coward, though, is he comes up from behind
that's what I'm saying.
Grabs him by his throat and slams him down. I mean, if you're going to fade...
He pushed him and walk away.
He just pushed him. That happened 1,000 times.
I mean,
I'm saying in the essence of that game, like it wasn't just a push in that moment because everything else happened in that game. He was obviously frustrated about how the game has been going, and then Jalen was talking crap the whole game. You're talking about.
I'd be frustrated if I had one interception for 6 yards too.
That was spot on.
Yeah.
He was 100% frustrated.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not just a push at that point. It's because of everything that led up before that push.
But that's exactly
why he's a baby. Yeah, exactly.
I know it's a good thing. I totally need to take AJ out of the game.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's good. I'm saying it's a good thing it happened. I'm saying like don't say that it wasn't broken. You couldn't see it coming. Like
I'm just saying that.
That it was dead to you, like why? Because you got frustrated.
Obviously,
he's dead to me because I had him on my fantasy.
Yeah.
Me too. I still won. So
I'm exaggerating when I say he's dead to me. Obviously, I'm just talking. This is that shock value that I'm trying to incorporate here. But anyway, I think that happens 1,000 times a game.
I think the whole
people talk trash.
Over-reported by now. I don't think
it was. It was way over-reported because that's what they're showing. They're showing on ESPN. And
I don't think it's a big deal though.
I wanted them to focus on the game.
I'm upset. I'm upset that Jalen got kicked out. That's my bone to pick with the whole thing.
It's because he was been talking the whole game, and I guess apparently the refs had been talking to him, saying he was taking it overboard. But
whatever. I mean, there was also reports that he was saying something about AJ Green's wife.
Why don't you say that? Like it's all that's off. This is another that can be compared because he didn't rip off his helmet like Andre Johnson did to Courtland Finnegan. That was epic. I mean, rip his helmet off.
That was awesome. AJ Green broke his hand doing that. Look, I'm always going to stand behind my Jags. They're players. If they're right or wrong, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to talk trash and talk noise biasly to the other team. So,
but honestly,
so don't expect you to get punched in the back of the head.
Well, if you want to punch a guy with a helmet on, that's your own problem because I.
Those helmets are so tight now. Those concussion helmets.
No, anyway, but like.
I wonder what the concussion rating, the reading
impact spike.
Yeah, the impact spike on Jalen Ramsey's helmet was for the points, if he has one.
I don't know if defenders have it, but
hey, we should do some research on that.
Anyway, now we're over-reporting about this stupid incident. So
no, we're not over-reporting. We're just reporting.
No, but Jalen shouldn't have been ejected.
He shouldn't have been.
That was not a good call.
It's not like it mattered.
I understand why they did it because they said he, has been trash talking and he escalated.
He said something about his wife. You got him, man.
Oh come on!
Oh, seriously, dude.
I was saying stuff about kids' moms when we were playing Pee-wee football.
Yeah, I mean, that comes with the territory of playing in the NFL.
It's the NFL. You gotta trash talk.
Right. So, and that's exactly what Jalen wants. And I saw the post-game presser with AJ Green, and he said he got under my skin. That was what he said. And that's
he's trying to be Deion Sanders.
He is. He's like 2.0.
Honestly,
he doesn't play like him.
Yeah,
he's a different style.
Yeah, he doesn't play.
He's only about 3 times better.
Yeah, he's a big. He is. He's a big quarterback, whereas Deion was finesse. But yeah, he's definitely Jalen, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people are starting to see this. I think he's the best corner in the NFL right now. He is dominant.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he shuts down receivers, and yeah, he gets in their head because he talks trash. Even that, the one pass that AJ Green got open on a deep route on the sideline, and Andy Dalton overthrew it, and they showed it, and Jalen was chirping at him after the play. After he got beat, honestly. He's still chirping, and that's what gets in players' heads, and that's what he wants to do.
Right.
And there's a reason why he's being respected as one of the best.
I think so.
Why I think he is the best.
So bigger storyline. To keep it rolling, Blake Bortles in this game. Man, what has gotten into him the last couple weeks?
I mean, I'm kind of speechless right now. I can't believe in him yet, and I won't probably forever, just because of what he's put me through and how
you sound like a
bitter ex. He has PTSD. It's like Blake trauma. PTSD. Bortles traumatic stress disorder.
But he really has. He looks like the 2015 Blake, Whereas even though a lot of that was garbage time,
I was about to say.
but he still. But you have to understand, he threw the ball well even in garbage time.
Right,
He
he
was
wasn't-
better. He was more confident.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. Even though he may have been facing off coverages and
Right.
zone defenses and easy schemes, but he's starting to throw the ball with more confidence. He's checking down. He's calling out defenses. He looks, like a game manager.
Yeah,
which is what he wants.
making the calls of the line was a big shock
It's,
to me.
so they realize like the Blake Bortles hype is gone. Like especially at that year, people like he threw those touchdowns, he still could be good. They say it's a big arm, so there's still potential. They realize like there's really no like superstar potential there, so they're playing to what he can actually do.
But
Especially
Yeah.
sound effects. So like they're playing to what he can actually do, and it's like about time to actually have a game plan, like a Bortles game plan. You know what
I
I mean?
agree.
And it doesn't hurt.
Help, the run game helps a lot.
Leonard
The number one
Fournette's
rush.
there, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Rush,
But we won that game without Leonard Fournette and kind of without Jalen Ramsey. Even though he shut AJ Green down.
Not only that, let's not forget that we also lost AJ Cann, and last
Yeah.
minute had to move Brandon Linder over to guard.
And the line played so well.
Fantastic. Didn't allow a sack. Ran for 148 yards, if I'm not mistaken,
Right.
somewhere around there.
Right.
But
And the special teams.
Great. I mean,
Let's go.
Yeah. What was it? Jaden Mickens.
Yeah, Mickens.
Yeah. Great return.
See, you guys. It was a good win. You needed it. You need to have 2 wins in a row. First win of the season.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to be sold by this performance, and it was a good win. But I'm still not sold with the Jaguars because I would say it was a competent performance. You had 1 offensive touchdown.
I don't know.
You had 1 offensive touchdown.
Listen to
against-
this though. Cincinnati. The reason we only needed that 1 offensive touchdown is because Cincinnati had
Yeah, I was about to, the defense is obviously
148 total yards. 59 of those were on one play. And it was somewhat of a fluke play because Miles Jack got knocked off of the tight end when he was tackled by Church.
I will never say that Jaguars defense is not good. Jaguars defense obviously put in.
But the offense
performance always.
moved the ball up and down the field. They had a turnover in the red zone. Yeldon fumbled early.
Yeah.
They also, when they were inside, the red zone at the end of the game, they took a knee on 4th down.
Like I'm saying,
Right.
like when you have to put the performance like and you have the yards, like I'm saying, I don't care about the yards. I want to see touchdowns. Like if you're getting down to the end of the field, score a touchdown. Like 1 offensive touchdown.
I
Like, the
get
Bengals defense was
We fumbled.
not great. It was not
Young
great.
fumbled.
They had that
Yeah.
one fumble, but besides that, I think they played good. I think if the score was
And one
30-9
field goal was a 50-yard field goal. It was a 50-yard field goal. So
If it was
That's not
30 to
gonna go in
9,
every
though,
time.
if it was 30 to 9, though, if the score was 30 to 9, I think you would be saying things differently right
if
now.
they had scored maybe 1 more touchdown, one
but
offensive
that
touchdown, is
touchdown,
just like,
they took a knee on 4th down. They could on 3rd and 4th
True,
down. They
true.
didn't try
All right.
because it was a dominating performance. When the opposing team is taking a knee at the end of the game to run the clock out, it's dominating.
I get what you're saying. I also think that I get why he's not completely sold on it yet because of we did only score.
it was
stat sheet,
AJ
one
you got taken out early. Mixon still only had 13 carries, which I don't know what's going on with on all NFL like backs getting
Right.
like limited carries.
If you're
Everybody
not
still 13
if
carries.
you're not sold on the Jaguars, you could at least be sold on the defense.
I've been sold on the defense
and
since game 1.
the schedule. Look at their schedule,
Mhm.
their upcoming schedule.
That makes
This
sense.
is a
And
playoff
it got
team.
a lot
no doubt.
easier. Like
Look,
a couple weeks ago, I
Easiest
said
schedule in the NFL.
I would take them legit if they beat Houston again. But now if they're going to beat Houston now with
They're
Deshaun
gonna beat
Watson out,
Houston.
so like the rest of the schedule has opened up a lot. So
Yeah.
this like the schedule's there, but once you get to the playoffs, like
I think-
you're playing the playoff team. So
I think it's
Well,
gonna
we beat some teams who are going to be there.
be true, and I think the last game is going to come down to Tennessee on New Year's
Exactly.
Eve.
I
But
think
we gotta
may
keep
still
this.
be
We gotta keep this rolling because we're spending way too much time on the Jags, even though I love talking about it. We got a lot of games to move through.
But
So
I'll say this year with Bortles, like they're just going to drop the quarterback and Bortles is going to start.
Oh, for sure.
That's
that's
the
the
case.
case.
Like
I don't know if we'll draft one, but we'll get one.
Like,
I think
like
they'll-
before this year, I would say Kirk Cousins. It's like a maybe 60-40 chance he would go here to 49ers. But with the performance he's put in, it's like real quick, his QBR and completion percentage is best it's ever been. He only has 5 interceptions. He had 10 at this point in the last season, and he's on pace for like 300 yards, and that's in with being a game manager still. So I think he's done enough this year to stay. They just draft a quarterback.
And
I think the Kirk Cousins thing is over now because he played well enough.
Well, I agree, but I don't think the problem with Cousins was not playing well enough. I think he had problems with getting along with management over there, so it still somewhat depends on that, but I agree. I think with how he's playing,
I think
I
Doug
don't think Washington-
Marone has managed him perfectly.
I don't think Washington's going to be able to let go of Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I think he stays there too.
So I think he's going to stay there.
Yeah. All
And
right.
I think they keep Bortles for maybe 2 or 3 years, draft a quarterback and let him learn on.
That makes
I mean,
sense. I
just
agree
make
with
him
that.
make him into an Alex Smith, unless the Chiefs are interested in dealing him.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't think so either.
They
But I would like it.
really like
Mahomes.
Yeah, really like
Yeah,
Mahomes.
and he's got a lot of talent. I've only seen some of him in the preseason, and he looked good.
Mm-hmm.
So, Atlanta and Carolina. That's next on the
I'm the one
list.
that picked this game right, by the way. So
Yeah, Kendrick did pick this right. I did think Atlanta was going to win, just because I thought, like I mentioned in the previous podcast, their offense did not, even though it has fell off, they're still a decent offense. They're still got some firepower around there. And it was a close game, like I thought it was going to be, and Cam just had it. By the way, did y'all see what Cam said? We're going to go ahead and play what Cam said in the post-game presser about, I don't really even know, Kelvin Benjamin leaving, or see if you guys can kind of determine what he's saying. Yeah, so what? The Titanic has to go. I don't understand. I don't understand what he's trying to say
you
here.
gotta hit the iceberg and keep on trucking.
Is he saying that the team is what was going down when Kelvin Benjamin?
I don't think he meant to say Titanic because he obviously stumbled before he said Titanic. I don't think he can think of another like big ship or like a plane.
Maybe he hasn't seen the movie.
I don't
Maybe
think
he's about to
it's
say
a movie. I mean, it's more than just a movie, though.
They're saying it's like we got to soar high like the Zeppelin or something.
Right,
You
right.
gotta keep it soaring. Like,
Yeah, I didn't get that one. That's for sure.
Yeah, but Cam, speaking of him, he
he
balled.
had 6 rushing yards.
Yeah, he balled. And that awesome slam dunk into the end zone was really cool too.
Yeah.
Over the, and so I like to see Cam do his thing out there. Also, this was a tightly contested game. The Falcons defense played a little bit better than I'm used to watching.
It's one of the best games of the season.
Yeah. And
Falcons, their defense is, they're young, but they're talented. But
They're super young, yeah.
the problem with the Falcons is, man, is that Shanahan left.
Kyle Shanahan,
I know,
yeah, so
They
last
haven't
week.
been able to do anything.
And it's they don't even have Julio Jones anymore. They have Quintorris Jones. Now it's Julio Jones' real name.
really,
Yeah, I'm not calling him Julio Jones until he starts spelling Julio Jones is. He's
That makes
Quintorris
sense.
Jones from now on.
like,
He dropped a clear touchdown. There was 2 touchdowns he should have had. Matt Ryan overthrew Julio Jones. Quintorris Jones. And then Quintorris Jones dropped a surefire touchdown.
yeah.
So there's 2 touchdowns. Matt Ryan overthrew one. Jones dropped one. So they easily could have won that game. But it's really like the Steve Sarkisian's the new offensive coordinator. I mean, they're not doing bad, but it's just like that efficiency's not there now.
No, it's
Like we
not.
talked about.
And Matt Ryan, so far through the season, has equaled his total number of interceptions that he had last
As I
year.
saying, that efficiency is not there.
I
Yeah,
was just about to say, you could put some of the blame on the offensive coordinator, but not all of it.
Yeah,
can be
that
on
connection
him
is definitely not there.
It's
this year at all.
not. It's not. Well, Matt
And that guy
Ryan's
can do a
not the
lot
same
of
guy.
games.
Yep.
I think Julio Jones isn't that guy either. Like I said,
I
he's
still don't think-
Quintorris.
I still don't. Yeah. Also, I'm convinced that Julio Jones is lost in the upside down somewhere.
Maybe you got a space jam situation going on, something like that. I don't know.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I'm thinking more of Stranger Things line. He's in the upside down, and this is just kind of like his body moving around, and he got
Somebody call
whacked up.
Steve.
Yeah, exactly. Someone call Steve. Stranger Things references all day. So
Christian Cocker also had a good game. It was his first game to actually let him rush between tackles. He had 66 yards on 16 carries. That's like 4.5 yards per carry. And he also still did his things in the passing, in the receiving game. So I think they just need to let Christian McCaffrey just run. Like I'm saying, all these running backs, just let them run.
I agree.
He can run through the tackles.
Exactly. I mean, if you watch his college
His
film, he
feet
was
are
able
so
to
quick,
run
yeah.
through the tackles, and he's short, but
Mhm.
he's stocky too. I mean, he's
Yeah.
actually a decent sized guy. For being
He's
so
like
small.
one of the most technical players I've ever seen. Like his vision's great.
But I will say this, man, his out of the backfield, his route running is like a wide
It's
receiver.
crisp, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's still a leading receiver on the team.
Oh, for sure. He's a talent, and I think that they're trying to utilize him out of the backfield more than, I'm not going to say more than they should, but they're kind of pigeonholing him into that role.
Right.
When he can, I think he can run between the tackles. I'm not 100% that he's a 4-down back or anything like that.
they may be nervous about wear and tear.
Durability, yeah.
Right.
They saw Jonathan
If
Stewart,
you
so
can
don't
do
count
it,
if you-
Yeah,
Right.
if you can do it, then
But on like a 1st and 10,
yeah.
like he can get 6 yards easy.
Exactly. Yeah.
But also,
But that was a really important win from Panthers and NFC South.
definitely.
Yeah.
I
And
think-
they just need to find some consistency, and that's all the way around. Because Cam's been very inconsistent. This
And we
year.
forget how good that defense was when they went to the Super Bowl. The
Oh,
defense
yeah.
was dominant. It's
Exactly.
almost kind of the same players too.
I was
So-
going to ask. I wonder how many of the same players are on
I know
that defense.
the 3 the most important. So you have Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly, and Kevin Munderland are
Yep,
the three most
right.
important. And they
Well,
got those numbers back. So
Josh
That's your
Norman,
boy.
they lost him, and I think Thomas Davis is also starting to get a little bit.
he's
older,
old,
so-
but he's still that leader back there.
yeah,
It's
he
a
is.
big
He's
deal.
still a good-
As you see, like Calais Campbell coming to the Jags, huge impact a leader can have on your defense as a whole. Something I was kind of like wondering about when at the final play of the game when they went to Taylor Gabriel. I don't care if Julio Jones has dropped 10 passes all game. You go to him, Quintors. I don't care if he's dropped 10. You go to him on 4th and long when the game's on the line. You go to Julio Jones, not Taylor Gabriel. I don't know what that decision was about. Matt Ryan, he threw it. Guy was kind of covered. It just didn't make sense to me. You got to draw up something for Julio to do.
Yeah, I think Matt Ryan's confidence is kind of shot right now.
Probably.
That's what it looks
That
like.
has a lot to do with it.
He did have a really close relationship with Kyle Shanahan too. It wasn't
Yeah.
just like Kyle Shanahan was calling great plays. They had a really close relationship. Like he knew the plays, like kind of like he was going to call before he did it.
Yeah, there's definitely a Super Bowl hangover in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, and that's when you lose like that in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
You can't
I mean,
shake it.
you're up by 25
Woo.
too, so
It's been
that's
a meme
that's
all
tough.
year long.
You've been a
Now, they've been a meme.
One of the greatest memes ever.
You
It's
know,
been
for
longer
years, Atlanta is known as the city. who can-
Yeah,
Yeah,
they won a
dude.
championship.
Yeah.
They have they have one championship,
Mhm.
and it's the Braves.
The Braves,
Yeah, one
95
championship in the
or
entire in
96.
all Atlanta sports. They have one championship.
Braves.
It's insane.
Yeah, we should probably do a baseball segment real quick, like we did last week at some time. Take a brief minute, guys, and just do a little quick baseball segment about, just to catch you up on some stuff that matters.
When the baseball season's over.
And that's all we have for the baseball segment again. Catching you up on all the interesting facts that are going on in the off season. Nothing, because no one cares about baseball. Back to football. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, they were in the Superdome, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
6-game win streak.
I was about to say,
New
this
Orleans
is
is hot.
hot.
They look like
That defense.
It looks like a Super Bowl team.
Well, their defense is looking good, man. I mean,
That's
that's
exactly what happened when they won the Super Bowl. The defense was
exactly.
optimistic. Yeah.
Yeah, they turn the ball over and everything. Their defense looks pretty good, and that's a big thing for New Orleans because Sean Payton has really not had a defense besides when they won the Super Bowl.
Marshawn Lattimore is for real. He's really, really good.
Oh, yeah. Jameis Winston was out with a shoulder injury, and
should've
Fitz
played.
came in.
Any of that game. I mean, I don't know why they even tried to have Jameis start. And then
Does anybody know what Ryan Fitzpatrick's QBR was ending that game?
A lot
Say-
lower than his IQ, I could say.
60, maybe 58.
Close, but no cigar. Actually, not too terribly close.
I've seen your notes, so I'm not.
Okay. That is, and by the way, there's no notes. Ignore the man behind the screen. This is all off the top of my head. I memorized every stat that I
No
have.
notes.
It was 40. His QBR was 40.
It's terrible.
What? He
You know how many
But
interceptions he threw last
that's,
year?
that's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I mean, the guy's not bad.
He's over the top, man. He's done. He's been bad since his last however many starts. He's
Yeah.
been bad.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick still has a little bit of potential to be a backup.
I mean, almost anyone can have potential to be a backup.
No, there's
If you're
certain
not having to
people.
come out onto the field.
There's certain
There's
people
certain
in the
guys
league-
who can come in and win you a game and
Right.
maybe give you a start.
like Ryan Hoyer is a backup
Exactly.
in the NFL for
I
the rest of
agree.
his life.
Yeah.
Or his career. The rest of his life. He's like 80 years old, backing
Hey, we
up.
should the Patriots now. They might.
He'd be backing up Tom Brady.
Yeah, for real. So back to Tampa Bay, New Orleans. So Tampa only had 200 yards of total offense the entire game.
Tampa, I don't know what's up with them. I thought they were a playoff team going into the year.
Yeah.
I thought they had a lot of potential. I thought they were honestly a sleeper for the
Yeah,
Super
they're
Bowl.
one of the most disappointing teams this year.
Yeah, and they haven't put anything together. Honestly, it's been a rough year for Tampa, and injuries don't help. But
Yeah, Dirk Cutter looked lost, and they showed him on the sideline. Like he looked lost, like he didn't know what to do. But like the Saints are really for real. Especially
Yeah.
they have two really, really good rookies, Marshawn Lattimore and Alvin Kamara, who again had an amazing game. Kamara and Ingram both combined for like 5.5 yards per carry, and Breeze threw for 80% completion rate.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's like
Breeze
they can take that offense up whenever they need to, and like with the defense playing like it is, the Saints are just super, super dangerous.
I have never seen in any of sports someone do so well for so long
consistent
and consistently and does not get the media attention that he deserves.
Yeah,
It's Drew Brees. It's Drew Brees, man.
I mean, it's like you look up and you'll see, and it may not have been this week, but it's like we'll look up and see a 5 touchdown week by Drew Brees, and it's like we don't even
Take
think
it for
about
granted.
it.
Nothing.
It's so
And
common.
it's like to everyone, like 8 people will catch the ball in that game.
Right, yeah. I mean, he is a great quarterback, future Hall of Famer for sure.
Oh, definitely. And he has a Super Bowl, so that helps.
It's like when you see him drop back, you just automatically think it's like, oh, this is completion. Like it's
Right. And that defense is stepping up this year a little bit, especially the last 2 games during that 6-game win streak. They have stepped the game up, and that just, I bet Drew Brees is loving that. That's all he could ask for. It's just a little bit of help on defense.
Because he's never really
No,
had defenses.
never.
I mean, one, every few years or so,
Right.
but nothing
serious.
So.
Yeah, I agree.
like especially with the defense getting takeaways. Like if somebody can take advantage of takeaways, like short field, it's Drew Brees.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely. So Denver and Philly, I knew how this game was going to play out before it started, and I think it went according to script. So actually, I take that back. A little bit of me thought that Denver's defense was going to be able to curb this offense a little bit, not let them do what they did.
This is like the game where I said would be the gauge of like Pennsylvania, and like he blew it out of the water. It was ridiculous.
Hasn't Denver's defense been playing kind of sketchy recently?
Well, that's because they've been on the field. It's the same situation.
They still have the number 1 pass.
They were ranked number 1.
Number 1 rush defense, and like it was like number 6 pass defense.
I think they were ranked number 1 overall coming in.
What
The
overall?
defense. Defense was ranked number 1 overall coming into this game.
Like yards per game.
Yeah, like total defense. I don't know how exactly it was calculated,
But I
but
know it wasn't scoring because that was the Jags.
Yes.
Right.
So.
right.
But yeah, I know their defense is still really good, and but yeah, 51 points was it? I mean,
Yeah, so like Carson Wentz, what was the stats? He was like super efficient. So he threw for what was it? It was like right at 200 yards. He threw 4 touchdowns.
And they ran
just ridiculous.
They ran for close to that too.
that's what Jared Goff did too, honestly.
And it's what J.J. did when he got there.
Like 7 carries or something.
8 carries, I think, for 77 yards.
Touchdown.
Almost 10 yards a
And
carry.
he busted off like a 46-yard touchdown.
That was a great.
They have a
great
Patriots backfield now. They
Yeah.
have they were like the old school
Yeah.
Patriots, like
Hey.
3 backs, and Corey Clement, like the rookie out of Wisconsin, is really, really impressive. Especially the past 2 weeks, he had 2 touchdowns this game,
Yeah.
and like he's looked really, really good. Not
Yeah.
just like pass catching, like between the tackles.
That's a guy who's flying under the radar for sure.
Right.
And just a shout out to Adam Gase real quick. He did a really good job showing J.J. teaching him a lesson.
Yeah.
He really taught him a lesson by sending him to the best team in the league. So
I heard that a lot of that had to do with some damage he's had to his knee. Is why they only got
Come on
traded
now.
forth. But
Yeah.
for real, he was
Seriously.
a Pro Bowler last year, and
Seriously.
he's shown signs this year of still being a good running back.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, he may have had some issues off the field, but get a little bit more than a 4th rounder.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Is what
Exactly.
they got for it. Like if they want to trade him, fine. But a 4th rounder is
Right,
ridiculous.
Yes, exactly.
You could definitely get.
And don't do it to the most dominant team in the league because I don't want to see them become more dominant.
You know, I never want to see Philadelphia win a Super Bowl. Like, This is how they won it, and I'm a Giants fan. But like Carson Wentz really showed me that he's the MVP right now. He
Right.
not only is like smart at the line, like he got them off sides a lot. So that's like the sign of like a really smart quarterback. And also he did it without Zach Ertz, who was like his top target this year, and he spread it out. So also
Yeah.
had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Sean Jeffrey played a heck of a
And
game.
the Philly defense like completely shut down the run.
Well,
Absolutely,
they're-
they made Brock Osweiler throw the ball. We all know how that goes. But the defense was dominant again. Like the 23 points is only because they had 14 points in the 4th quarter, like garbage time. So really, it was like 9 points they scored.
Right. And Philly's defense is getting overshadowed completely by their offense. That's top 5
And
defense.
that's easy to get overshadowed.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, they're good. I mean, that's
Very,
what makes
very
them
good.
the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Moving on, you just talked about the Giants, so we can go to the Rams Giants game, and this is when it
This is a fearless leader.
Yeah, this is the
fearless
fearless leader of the Giants when they were losing
They're down by at least 2 scores.
Yeah, it was like 20-something to 7, or I can't remember what the score was at halftime. And they kind of asked him about the adjustments that he was going to make, or I guess what he told his players at halftime. This is kind of the response that they got with him. Yeah, that was the whole response. You heard it there. Ben McAdoo didn't have anything to say at halftime to his team. If that's not a leader, I don't know what is, Kendrick. So take it away, man. This is your team. Let's hear it from you.
Also in the after game presser, he also said like he might bench Eli, which I'll be fine with them benching Eli. The season's gone, but like the two quarterbacks we have are not going to be our quarterbacks of the future. So there's no point. Like you're gonna bench Eli to start Geno Smith. Like why? Why would we ever do that? Like
here's the thing:
Geno Smith is not going to be the dude. And like I don't understand that first of all. But what do you say?
They probably could have got like a 3rd round pick for Eli a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So why bench him now? I
Yeah,
mean,
why benching him now makes absolutely no sense. I don't care about anything that comes out of that man's mouth.
Maybe they're wanting to tank, and try to get a QB.
Hey, we can do that on our own. We can do that with Eli. like we don't need to sit him.
We don't need help.
What's
Like
crazy though is
they put Geno in, and he had 3 incomplete passes, and they got sacked.
right.
Like that's what happened when they put Geno
Right.
Smith in. So
And Geno Smith hasn't been a force to reckon with.
the
in
Jets
his
didn't want
career.
Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Ever.
The Jets did not want Geno Smith.
Right.
Well, what I was just about to say is going into the year, we were talking about teams are going to be drafting number one overall. The New York team who we were talking about
The Jets, yeah.
was the Jets. It
Yep.
was not the Giants.
Yep.
This is very surprising to me. I thought the Giants were going to be really good this year. I thought they were going to take a step forward from last year because that defense was so good.
I think so too.
And
And
it's
that
surprising.
secondary.
The secondary is the worst game I've ever, like one I've seen ever.
Did you see DRC get shook?
DRC got shook, and Landon Collins gave up. Every big play was on Landon Collins. Every big play they had was on Landon
And
Collins.
DRC, because look, that
I know
play,
the play where DRC
yes,
got
the
shook.
Sammy Watkins
And then Landon
bomb
Collins missed a tackle.
that Jared Goff threw from the dirty south he reached back to and threw
The
that ball.
most embarrassing moment, like in Giants, it has to be Giants history, was 3rd and 33. 3rd and 33. They scored a touchdown on 3rd and 33. They threw a screen to Robert Woods on 3rd and 33. He ran for 52 yards and scored a touchdown. How does that happen? First of all, how do you get a first down off 3rd and 33? Like I can understand, maybe you throw a screen, you get 20 yards, but he went 52 yards for a touchdown
52 yards
on
for
3rd and 33
I mean, that does rival the most
with a
embarrassing-
Pro Bowl safety. Like I don't understand how that
I'll tell
happens.
you.
It was the most embarrassing thing I've ever
The
seen.
only competition you have for the most embarrassing thing the Giants have ever done is a screenshot of Eli Manning's face during the game.
Or McAdoo's hair.
Or McAdoo's hair. So, McAdoo free balls.
Like,
That's a fact.
McAdoo has to get fired like now. J.R. Reese has to get fired at the end of the
Yes.
season.
And what I was about to say is the reason why all this is happening is there were rumors and things out weeks ago that he's lost the locker room.
And then people ask him. Every week they ask him, "We're about the job." He says no. He always says no. I'm like, you're either oblivious or you're the most. Like, I don't understand.
I mean,
He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing.
the team's not playing for him. They're not.
no,
They're
they're not.
playing
And
for him.
like with Rogers Cromartie, I mean, him getting shook on that play.
Yeah.
This is a guy who was completely he walked out of.
Yeah, we got
Right,
suspended for
yeah,
missed practice.
suspended
George
for
Jenkins
walking
was
out,
suspended this game for missed practice. I would have showed for practice if I was.
Yeah,
I mean, Giants playing that.
they
Until Ben
completely-
McAdoo gets fired.
completely quit on the coach, and honestly, I think the Giants are having some regrets. If you ask me about where they went with the coaching position,
You have to.
and losing Coughlin, because I know that after it all happened, that Coughlin wanted to take his staff and stuff,
Yeah.
and they decided to put McAdoo in there.
Right.
Which was he only had 1 year's offensive coordinator, and it was like I don't know. I don't know how he became the head coach, especially because Steve Spagnuolo I think is a better coach anyway.
Yeah.
Was our
Great
DC.
coordinator, yeah.
But yeah, aside from how abysmal the Giants were, the Rams like every week just keep proving to me like how
Oh,
good
Oh,
they are.
man.
Like they had their defense was ridiculous. So Aaron Donald, like on the first possession, he had a strip sack. Then they had an interception and they had a block punt. All three of those went for scores, by the way.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like when they're getting takeaways and like impact plays, they're scoring off of it. Goff is getting better every single week. Like he had, I think it was like right at 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. Obviously, Todd Gurley's doing. But with Jared Goff, it's like the throws that he's making now. It's not just like game manager plays.
Exactly.
Like the throw he made to Sammy Watkins was incredible. That
Nice.
was a bomb.
That's called two things. That's confidence and momentum. When you are on a team that's winning consistently, and when you're able to improve because of your run game, because of your defense playing lights out, you gain confidence, man. And there's no stat line for that, but he's improved.
Yeah,
let's add coaching in there too, because
Sean
Sean
McVay
McVay
is
is doing an amazing job.
And the stats on Goff were he completed 14 passes for 311 yards and 4 touchdowns on 14 passes.
And this is a guy who last year looked incompetent. I mean,
Yeah.
he looked terrible last year, and he's came out and really played well.
Yeah,
and they're the best kicker in the league. So
right.
I'm in a fantasy.
That man can hit 170.
Oh,
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the Rams are definitely legit. So like I don't know, the NFC looks pretty crazy.
The NFC
It looks pretty crazy.
is a tough division, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is an impressive Rams team. I would be surprised if we saw them in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and
Like
say that.
I keep seeing them, especially Jared Goff, get better every week.
I don't see him making the Super Bowl just because the NFC is so
It's hard
tough.
to get through.
Even with the teams who are behind them, I think the Cowboys are very talented.
That was pretty lucky.
Look, so the front runners you have for the NFC are Cowboys,
Eagles.
Seahawks, Eagles,
Saints.
I think I have the Rams over the Seahawks, though.
In NFC, you got
In the
Eagles,
playoffs?
Saints.
I think that the Rams are
In
a
the
little bit
playoffs.
better over
Jared
the
Goff,
Seahawks, yeah.
I don't think any of the Rams have played in the playoffs before. Most of them
Yeah.
played.
Now, if they're playing in Seattle, I would pick the Seahawks. But as far as rankings go right now, I think the Rams are a better team
Probably. I would say that too.
than the Seahawks.
I'm
I think the
talking
Saints are a
about
better team
in the
than
playoffs.
Yeah,
And that's it.
I think so
Saints are a
too.
better team.
Yeah.
Saints are.
So those are
It's
the
a very,
NFC
very
is
tough
stacked.
NFC
division. Yeah.
NFC is stacked overall.
And I don't think you can ever count the Panthers, really. I mean, they're
No.
playing for the wild card spot because I really think Cam can still turn it on at any time. And when he has those games,
Exactly.
it's
If he can catch fire and be consistent with it, the Panthers can beat just about anyone. I mean, they went into a shootout with what didn't they beat New England in a shootout?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to make a Super Bowl run. I
They
don't
may
think-
not, but you can't count.
But they
on
can still
them.
knock.
You're right.
They can still knock.
You're right. You're right.
They can shake things up. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And I wouldn't put them in there right now, but you never know. They catch a wild card. I think Giants win their Super Bowls. Did they win both of them?
Yeah,
Wild
both
card?
of them.
Right. So moving on to Indianapolis and Houston. I think they were at Houston, weren't they? Were they at Houston?
They were in Indy.
They were in Indy?
Yeah.
Okay. We see how vital Deshaun Watson is to that Houston team. This is clear. When you face a 2-6 team going into the game,
Yeah.
they were 2-6, and you let these guys, Jacoby Brissett, go 20 for 30 on you because your offense can't do anything, and this is just good field position and good efficient throws that you're letting them make. I mean, this is insane. I think the defense even suffers, like I was just saying, because of Deshaun Watson being out.
Well, the defense was bad.
Defense is already hurt. Yeah.
Right, but with Deshaun Watson, they were scoring so much that all they had to do was make a few stops, make a few plays, and he saved them. He bailed them out a lot of times.
Yeah, he did because over 33 points the last 3 games, I believe.
And Houston had a chance to win the game. Tom Savage
Mhm.
drilled drum all the way down the field,
Fumble.
only to get to first and goal at the 7-yard line, 3 complete passes, and then a fumble.
There you go. That's the Savage
That's-
piece for you.
This man has too good of a name. He doesn't deserve that
Yes.
name, first of all. But yeah, that fourth quarter drive, it was looking like things might happen. It was like their best drive of the whole game. I think it went 71 yards, and then first and goal on the 7, you can't score. So
Yeah, one of my favorite things that I looked up about this game was the Houston press. When I was searching about the game and looking up some stuff about it, the Houston press 4 days ago, so 3 days before the game, sent out a post that said Texans look to beat wretched Indianapolis Colts. Hello, you don't have Deshaun Watson, and they have playmakers on that team.
Yeah,
You have T.Y. Hilton, you have Jacoby Brissett, who can get it done at times.
No.
But
So
I think
T.Y. Hilton won in this game. Both touchdowns were over 50 yards. And if you look at Brissett, when he played the game, he still looked inept. He did not look good on those touchdowns were over 50 yards. No, but they were short touches, and T.Y. Hilton took off. The 80-yard one was not a long throw. The 50-yard touchdown was not a long
He
throw.
threw a bomb down the
T.Y.
middle of the field to T.Y.
T.Y.
Hilton
ran.
with a man on his back.
But that's what I'm saying. When you watch the game, he did not read blitzes. That's what Houston scored. He didn't read the blitz and got fumbled. They picked up the fumble for a touchdown, and he was holding on the ball for way too long. So his stats were inflated by those long plays. 175 yards were just T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton won those games.
I'm not saying that Jacoby
So
Brissett.
Jacoby said he still looks bad. It was T.Y. Hilton was finally having to say, yeah, I'm going to put this team on my back. He carried the Colts to win with individual performance because Brissett was not good.
That's where I disagree. I think Jacoby Brissett is good. I think that he has potential at the very least to be good.
He still is not reading
I
the
think-
That's that's why they scored. He did not read the
He's
blitz.
a young guy. He
I
came
don't
into the system this year.
I know, but he hasn't progressed at all.
Well, I think
He's
that
not progressed at all.
he's a backup quarterback. It's what he is. He's not a starter.
Like I said before, I want to see it progress a little bit. After 3 weeks, I'd be like, yeah, he's still learning. But after 3 weeks, you still have to know how to read
But
defenses from college.
He went 20 for 30 this game.
I'll tell you this though.
They were inflated sacks.
I don't think he's very good.
20 for 30? How does
they were
T.Y.
short-
Hilton inflate 20 for 30?
Because they were short throws. How many throws did he have over 10 yards?
I just told you that one of the scores that was
One of his scores, yeah.
Field.
I'm saying that his throws over 10 yards, there was maybe 3.
I
And
would
2
like
of
to
them
see
were
a stat
touchdowns.
on that. I would like to see a stat on that.
Oh,
But anyway,
No, Jacoby though. I think he's okay. I think he's a stopgap. I think he's a backup quarterback. Honestly,
I don't even think he's a
very
game
talented.
manager at this point.
But
Because T.Y. Hilton doesn't have that fluky touchdown where they thought he was down and he runs for a 8-yard touchdown. Then they don't win the game. You know what I mean?
That was
a
really
smart play by
impressive
T.Y.
by
Hilton.
T.Y.,
Yeah, that was an important play, but that's like a fluky play. And if he doesn't do that, they don't win the game.
Now, but what I was saying though is with Brissett, I want to cut him a little bit of slack because all in all, I think the Colts have one of the worst rosters in the NFL.
Yeah,
Maybe
It's bad and
worse.
it's old.
Yeah, because their defense is terrible and old. Their offensive line is garbage. Besides T.Y. and Moncrief, who else do you have?
Yeah.
So it's honestly, I want to cut him a little bit of slack, but I don't think that many people see him as a starting level quarterback. I think he's a guy like a Mike Glennon who you're going to bring in to get you to the next guy.
right. I think that I'm not saying he's a franchise quarterback for anyone. I'm just saying I think the guy is better than a lot of people, Kendrick, are giving him credit. I think that he can get the job done, just like you said. He's a stop guy. He's going to be a guy to fill that gap, but he can get it done.
This is the first game where he's got the job done, and then one was a
Are you
fluky
kidding?
touchdown.
No, bro. He had another game earlier in the year where he got it done. He had really good stats and everything. He's a
stats.
guy.
Stats can be inflated all the time. Like his 300 yards this game were inflated 175 by T.Y. Hilton. Like I don't care about the stats. You like actually watch him play. He's not reading defenses. He's holding on the ball for too long, taking sacks he doesn't need to take.
I don't think he's very good, but I don't think he's that
He
bad.
doesn't read defenses.
Exactly. I don't think he's that bad. I don't.
But I don't
I'm
think
not sold.
he's good. I don't think he's good. Though,
I think he can get the job done when he needs to get the job done. I think he's going to progress. I think he's going to be about, like, I'm going to use Brian Hoyer as an example, about like that kind of guy.
I don't think he'll ever be as good as Brian.
Really?
I don't see that
talent.
talent. Yeah, I don't. I mean, and obviously Hoyer's not an extremely
Right,
talented guy.
right. The ceiling here is really low.
Yeah, but I just with Brissett, I think he has his moments and he can look good, but I don't know. I don't see him being. I don't ever see him being a starter for the NFL.
Probably not. We got to keep it moving. Redskins and Seahawks. Or were they in Seattle? I keep
Yeah, they were in
messing up
Seattle.
that
They were in
the
Seattle.
home game.
It was
It's a
really,
big
really-
win.
Yeah, it was gritty. It was really, really low scoring until they both
17-14.
had fourth quarter drives. Yeah, 16-17.
16-17.
And it was they were both. It might have been 17-18, but it was they both scored in the fourth quarter. Like Seattle scored with a minute 40 left, and then Kirk Cousins drove down the field. So it was a defensive battle the whole game.
And that
Didn't Seattle almost score at the end as well?
Seattle had. Hold on.
They had what was amazing with the same exact play happened to the Super Bowl. They went for a 2-point conversion. They threw an interception. Swearinger almost took it back
Yeah.
to the slab.
Something happened at the end of that game, and I cannot remember. But
Yeah, Russell Wilson did have a fourth quarter interception.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. It was a fourth quarter interception that I'm thinking about. But Kirk Cousins, on a different note, man, that guy, he hasn't
really
been the
win.
most clutch guy to this point,
No, not at all.
but he kind of showed me something today going into Seattle doing what he did, and that ball to
Yeah, you like that?
to what?
You like that?
Oh, you. That ball to Doxson is awesome. I have been high on this guy for a while now, and I think he's good. I think he's going to be good for them if they get in a rhythm and they bump him up that depth chart a little bit. I think he's going to be good for them. But Kirk Cousins showed me something. Ultimately, that's what I took away from this game.
It was really good, especially when you're going into Seattle demons like that in Seattle, which is the loudest stadium in
Right.
the NFL. But like, I did see. I don't know. I really thought the Seahawks offense was getting back in there, but what really killed them was penalties. Other than the Blair Walsh, he missed 3 field goals. So there's that. He missed 3 field goals.
Right.
That should have easily could have won the game. But like the penalties were ridiculous. I think the only person on the line didn't have a penalty was Dwayne Brown, who just got there.
Right.
So like they had like 15 penalties that game, a lot of offsides, which really killed them. So again, like the Seahawks line is awful. Dwayne Brown, who just got there, is already their best lineman. So I really Russell Wilson still has to do so much just for them to score.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was expecting.
They still have no run game.
I was expecting Eddie Lacy went out
And
too.
they got
Not
him,
that
too.
it. Not
And that was
that
the
it
game they
matters.
said they were going to pound Eddie Lacy and like actually put one running back in and let him do his thing because they would have his committee and then they get injured, so it kind of screwed
Right.
him
And
there.
I don't think Eddie Lacy is.
He looked pretty good. He's a big dude. But he like dances between his tackles.
I don't.
Weird.
I don't think either team is great. I think they're both good though.
Yeah,
I
they're
think-
both really inconsistent.
Yeah, exactly. I think that they're both,
One
gonna be,
dimensional?
no, I think they're both going to be really close to the playoffs. I don't think both get in them.
No.
The NFC is so tough.
Right.
Both of these teams are really neck and neck, and Seattle's behind in their division. Washington's obviously behind their division. They're not winning that division.
No.
I think Washington's the third best team in that division.
Yeah. for
Easy.
sure.
Like if anybody gets the wild card, it'll be the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
Yeah, the
so
Cowboys, and so
they're gonna have to fight just to get the wild card.
exactly.
So
So it's tough in the NFC, but Yeah, that was a big game. Big game for Kirk Cousins. He's
minute
he's
40
an
drive,
He
minute
is.
40 left. I mean, any quarterback can do that.
They're so one dimensional. Washington. That's what I'm going to end it on. Is it's hard for you to be consistent when you're that one dimensional. They don't have a run game at all. So,
But how have we seen so many bad kickers this year?
Yeah,
like
but-
Blair Walsh missed 3 field goals in that game. That's ridiculous.
I don't know. It's something in the air, man. The water in Flint. That's what I'm going to blame it on. But okay, so the worst game of the day, which I hated this game going into it, and I hated this game after it was over, is the Cardinals and the 49ers. So this is a dookie game, and
Like a Tuesday night game.
right, this is
Not even Thursday.
I wouldn't even televise it.
right, and it's with
San Francisco 0-9ers.
But the Cardinals did exactly what I said they were going to do to win this game. Is they're going to feed Adrian Peterson like they did against the Bucks, and he's going to run free on them, and he did. Or I don't know what his
That's
yards
the
were.
most carries he's had.
Yeah,
Exactly.
36
but 37
That's the most carries
carries.
he's had in the entire career. 37. Yeah.
That's insane.
37 carries, and he can still. He proved that he can still carry the load.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's an older guy too. How old is he? Like
He
34.
had some good chunks.
Yeah, around there.
Granted, it was against a terrible defense, but he did have some good chunk plays. I'm surprised they ran him out hard 37 carries. But yeah, it's the 49ers. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
there's not too much to.
There's more to say about that.
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
There's not. I mean, I don't really want to talk about it for too long either.
Yeah.
But Adrian Peterson was kind of like stole a show there, and the only thing to kind of
The
discuss,
Niners have a chance to win the first game next week.
right?
Play the Giants. So.
So we can talk about what we can talk about what I call the game of the week this week, which is the Chiefs and the Cowboys, which was an awesome game too for the most part. The Cowboys kind of pulled away with it a little bit at the end, but it was still for the most part. The Chiefs were within a possession of getting back in the game at for most of it until the very end.
I thought it was a good game, but I thought the Cowboys dominated the game.
Yeah.
Watching it, I thought they dominated it.
Yeah,
You're right, because the Hail Mary with Tyreek Hill, that
was
put them back in it at
embarrassing.
halftime.
That was
Crazy.
embarrassing.
Tyreek
You
Hill,
can't let that happen. You had like 8 guys
Yeah, it was.
within like 10
Orlando
yards.
Scandrick tackled twice.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
Tyreek Hill's a monster.
Yeah, he is.
He's so good.
We'll let that one slide, but yeah, I thought the Cowboys dominated the game, and I actually thought before going into it, I said they were going to win the game, and I thought they would beat them pretty easily just because I don't know, they played really well against the Redskins last week, and they have some momentum.
Mhm.
Zeke's been playing great.
It was Dak Prescott's best game I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
It was his best game.
Oh, yeah.
Dak Prescott is for real, and I've been saying that really when, obviously all last year he was great, but when I watched the playoff game against Green Bay last year, and he drove them down the field just for the, what we thought was going to be the winning touchdown, or when he was driving them down the
I
field,
remember.
I was like, okay, this guy's for real. He could do it by himself, and he's
Yeah, it was
shown
an
that
amazing
this
game.
year.
Yeah, definitely. Dak Prescott's the franchise quarterback there. There's no doubt about it. I think also that they did not, as Kendrick pointed out, he wanted to see this upcoming week. They did not pound Kareem Hunt enough. They didn't rely, or not Kareem Hunt. Yeah, Kareem Hunt. I don't know why I was thinking of Tyreek Hill. But they did not pound Kareem Hunt enough. They gave him the ball, 9 times, I think? Something around there.
I'm so sick of hearing like game script. Like I don't know. Like sometimes you just gotta like pound the dude like 9. Like if you're getting under like 20 carries at the back like that, it's just like not enough to get going. I don't know.
No. Especially a back like that who has potential to pop one at any
Yeah,
time.
you could pop a 75-yarder.
Right.
And I
Like,
agree
I just think the whole
completely.
game script argument is so dumb. Could just bring that up. Like the
Like it wasn't in the game plan.
or no, I'm saying like when teams get behind, they say
Yeah.
they have to pass.
Oh,
Get behind.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
when you have like the reason worried about, you don't just like I don't know.
Right.
But the big thing here is Casey's defense has been bad for 4 weeks.
Yep.
Not just like Cowboys are a great offense, but the defense has been bad. It's been really, really bad. The Cowboys converted 7-12 third downs. Like you're not gonna have like even a winning record if you let that happen. Like 7-12 on third downs. Like the Cowboys just had so many offensive plays, and like I don't know what's wrong with the defense. It looks completely different from like the defense we've seen the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, they're suspect right now, and I think that more and more teams are going to try to get ahead early. And
Like they're really any pressure on the quarterback. Anymore,
Yeah.
which is insane.
I mean, this is a big problem for the Chiefs, and they've kind of been on this slide here the last few weeks, especially. I don't know what their exact win-loss is the last couple weeks.
Well, they've
Yeah, I'm talking about last
1 and
couple.
2, probably the last 3.
Last 3 is probably 1 and 2, I would assume. So I mean, that they don't look anything like the team that started off the year. which
And
is
they were playing good teams to start the year.
Oh, for sure.
So, they've fallen down a little bit.
they beat the Patriots first game of the season.
Yeah, we see this happen a lot though with teams. They'll start off really hot, they'll get in a slump. I think they're going to pick it back up though. I mean,
And,
Alex Smith's still playing great.
The one win they had in like that 4-game skid was against the Broncos. And the Broncos
They
scored
were
19 points against them. So
dysfunctional,
right.
yeah, the Broncos still managed to put up 19 points against them. So I don't know what's wrong with
Yeah.
their defense right there.
That defense. Originally, I had them picked to go far in the playoffs, if not to the Super Bowl. When back earlier when the season started, and now I don't see that happening. I see someone with a good defense who can put up any amount of points, kind of shutting them down, dictating the flow of the
The
game.
AFC is pretty open though. So
It is
It is very open.
especially in their division. I mean, they're going to win the division. It's like the Raiders and Chargers, Broncos. So
Anything can happen, but
No.
the Jags are gonna.
I'd still be careful. I still
The Raiders.
would be careful about the Raiders. I think that they're not playing great now, even with their win last night. They didn't play great.
Yeah.
But I still think with the talent on that team, they could catch fire. And they could, if they don't
Marshall Lynch had a good
division,
game. He looked like beast.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. That
Definitely.
one run, that one longer 24-yard
Yeah.
touchdown.
Oh
that
yeah,
was
when they had to
great.
switch the camera angle.
Yeah,
And it's
that
like
was
3 games in a row.
awesome.
Derek Carr's at over 300 yards. So
Right.
He still didn't play great yesterday, from what
Yeah.
I'm used to seeing him. Because coming into this year, I thought he was one of the top quarterbacks. He hasn't played like it.
Yeah.
But he's if he can find that form again.
I think Jared Cook helps him a lot too.
Oh, yeah,
Once
he
it
does.
all starts to get going.
He's a great. Jared Cook is a perfect
Jared Cook
security blanket for a younger quarterback as well
and
because
he's ageless.
He's
He
ageless.
really is.
He's ageless,
I
and
feel like he's been in the league forever.
and that's
So is Vernon Davis. Good God.
Yeah,
oh
I
yeah,
know.
and that goes to my point about Cook, how reliable he is and how smart he is with the game. That helps out a quarterback so much when you get panicked or when you
He
don't
knows
know
when
what
to
to
come
do.
back.
Yeah, exactly. He's that safety blanket, and Derek Carr needs that sometimes. So that was. Does anybody have anything else to say about that game? That was
Kind
kind
of
of
say anything about the Baltimore game, Baltimore-Tennessee game.
the Baltimore-Tennessee game. I totally missed
The
it.
Titans. I mean, That's a big win for the Titans, especially with Jaguars win. So tied for the first in the division.
Right, with the Titans.
Yeah.
So I think that is a closer, or that was a closer game than I thought it was going to be. The Titans did not look good on offense.
The Titans haven't looked good their last few games.
No, they have not.
And
And
the run game wasn't there for either team. Like I said, Tennessee needed to stop Alex Collins doing the game they did. But the Tennessee Titans had no run game either.
they rushed
they
for
had
71 yards.
Yeah.
On that, I mean, I was expecting them to run all over, even though
Mhm.
the
Baltimore has a 30th ranked run defense.
right. But even though I thought they were going to key in. I thought Baltimore was going to key in on the run because they have such a good pass defense. I thought they were going to load the box. But I still thought that the Titans were going to be able to run on them because it's that bad.
Yeah.
And they didn't. 71 yards. Flacco threw 2 picks. I mean, if he could just get
And how many times did Flacco throw? I think he threw like 40 something times. It was ridiculous.
right. Yeah, he ended up throwing 40, I think, on the nose. I'm thinking. But if he could just complete a couple more of those, not get rid of one of those picks, man, that
Yeah.
game is Baltimore's. That's Baltimore's
Once
game.
again, with like the Titans run game stuff, Delaney Walker stepped up again. He had a lot of key catches. So Delaney Walker has been kind of their saving grace when the run game hasn't been there.
Definitely has been their saving grace to this point.
But like with plays like that, like I think the Jaguars really take the AFC South. They have to. The Titans playing so poorly.
Yeah, well, it's going to all come down to that last matchup of the year because
Definitely.
with both of these teams, they have very, very common schedules, very easy schedules for
Yeah.
both, for the rest of the year. So it's going to come down to that matchup between Tennessee and Jacksonville for the AFC South title. And honestly, with how the AFC is looking right now, it wouldn't surprise me if both teams made it. One of them took a
Yeah.
wild card.
Yeah, the AFC. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I could definitely see a situation.
I could see
where
both
of
of the teams, one being 10-6, the other 11-5. Honestly, with how their schedules, they both have very easy schedules. I think they both have teams like the 49ers and Cardinals and stuff left on the schedule.
Right.
So
yeah, they play a lot of the same teams.
right.
So yeah, that's our last game, isn't it, Kendrick? Or did we miss
Yeah.
any? Or that's all of them. So
Talk about the Monday night game on Wednesday.
yeah, we'll talk about the Monday night game on Wednesday, and we'll kind of do a like a couple special segments there, and you guys just keep tuning in, keep listening if you are. If not, you need to get on it.
Maybe another random rambler shows up.
Yeah, maybe another random rambler shows up. Thanks, John, for being here. Hopefully, we'll have you on more. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd love to be on more.
Oh, definitely, man. So anytime you're welcome to ramble on with us. And that's all we got for today.